All right, y'all. So 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks, but they finally came in. This is what I was waiting for. Replacing these bolts and bushings and the tracks. And then I was also waiting. This is a shim kit here. Shims to be able to tighten the tracks. You put shims under the axle. Come on, focus. Right there. Anyways, so this is what we got. I'm gonna try to tear into it. I've got this rotated. This actually splits in half right here with these two bolts, and then you can take these two nuts off and pull this unit out, this half of it out. You have to take this off to get the track off anyways. So I'm gonna take this half out, replace the bolts and bushings in there, and then I'll start it up, rotate it, take the other half out, and also slide the track off while I got it there. So that's what we're gonna start on today. Kind of see how this goes. But excited to finally have it. I don't know how, but I've got 12 bolts, so I'd need 12 bolts, 24 of the bushings, and then 12 nuts. Each pack comes with 16, I believe. Yeah, 16, or a full set to do 16. And I don't know how, but I got 1, 2, 3 extra sets. I really just meant to get 2 sets, 1 for each side. I got 4 sets somehow, and then an extra bag of just the bolts and nuts. So not sure how that happened, but I'm just so relieved that the parts finally came in. I really don't care. So I'm gonna start taking this apart and go from there. Okay, so I took these 2 bolts out here. I actually took the wrong bolt out there. That's okay. I took these 2 bolts here, and this thing splits in half, and then I took the 2 nuts off in here, and this should just come out. And now I can start replacing the 6 bolts and shims on this half. So these look pretty self-explanatory. There's a nut on one end, the through bolt, and then the bushing and the bushing. So probably just gonna go one by one through here and just start taking them off and doing it. Got this half done. I started the unit up and rotated it to where I can take this other half out. So I took the other one off, and by taking that off, it gave me room to take the old track off. So I got the old track off. I went and replaced all these. They do have the instructions for it. Do say torque specs. So surprisingly enough, it was only like 26 foot-pounds, which is, I don't know, not very much. So when you're doing it, just be aware of that so that you don't use your impact and over torque them. But I got them torqued. Now I'm going to take a moment and clean these rollers. All of them have like caked on mud and dirt. So I'm gonna take a moment to clean these rollers. And then it looks like they maybe added some shims right there. Looks like they already added some shims to this side, because it has like 3 shims, and that side looks like it only has 1. So I'm going to unbolt that and take those shims out to where it's just the 1, just like the other side is. Put the new track on, and then start the process of tightening the track. It's probably one of the biggest downfalls to this setup. You have to take loose. There's one on each side, but that bolt there, I believe you're probably gonna have to take loose these two bolts and let it slide up and down and put shims in accordingly, instead of having like an all thread or something kind of like the dozers or the excavators do, where you have a cylinder in here that you tighten with, you pump grease in it and it tightens it that way, or an all thread bolt. I've got a mini skid stand on that it has a bolt that you tighten to extend the tracks out, or to extend the rollers out to tighten the tracks. So I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit, I think. But changing these out was surprisingly easy. Gonna clean the tracks up and go from there. So I got the tracks all redone. I put the new bushings and bolts on the drive sprocket. I'm calling this the drive sprocket. I put shims in. I don't know if you can see them in there. That one little sticking out. According to specs, you're supposed to put a flat plate here and then push in and measure how far you push in, and it gives you a list of specs that it can meet for the tension. And where I have it is right. I only use like the medium size of after today, should be able to get this thing out in the field and see what it does.